the person. I just don't. Because I know what it is. I know how it feels. I don't have it in me to be like, oh my God, come on, you should stop. Like, of course, I just don't, because I've been through it. I know what it feels like to have something and not be able, come up with a thousand different excuses or reasons not to do it, right? Not to stop. And so in the same way, I know I went on a long rant there, but in the same way, as an artist, I'm able to talk about these things because I've been there myself too. So I'll tell you, if you're an artist who's having a hard time or been struggling, dude, I know exactly what that is. And I'm there with you. Like, you'll never receive judgment from me on that, because I know what it is. And that's why I talk about it so openly and so freely. Pinto varios, no sé, no los cuento. A veces pinto 5, a veces 10, a veces pinto 50. Like different, de diferente tipo de cuadros. Soyama Gonzalez is asking me how many paintings I create a day, and I said, well, I paint different ones because I paint so many different mediums. I paint about 5-6 different mediums a day, and I don't get to record everything that I paint, and so sometimes I'll paint 5, sometimes I'll paint 50 different works. Just depends. If I paint very large ones, I only paint 2. Puppet says, I quit smoking tobacco and ganga 3 years ago. Yeah. To each their own, but it is nice having quit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, to each their own, but if someone asked me, would you pick it up again, or would you light one up? I'd be like, no, right? Because I know what it felt for me, right? It felt hard for me, and so I think what do they say, your identity changes. It's sort of like people. I feel like people that, this is the thing, guys. Like I see myself as a person who's overweight, because I am, right? But that's how I see myself, right? I see myself as like, fuck, I'm chubs, I'm overweight, But someone who's like super fit and they go to a gym and whatnot, they see themselves different, and not because they see themselves like that. This is something that I've understood over the years. Your identity is who you become, right? I've always saw myself as a super, like, hardcore professional artist, right? I always saw myself like that. I didn't see myself as well, I'm gonna paint and see what happens, No, I always saw myself as like, man, I'm gonna create something, I don't know, but I'm gonna be a badass in the art world. I always saw myself as some sort of badass painter, and I'm not saying that I am. I may be. Well, at least I'm the world's greatest living artist right now. I don't know about badass, but but that identity, right? That identity has always been with me, in one form or another. And I think that I really believe that identity is everything. It's the way that you see yourself. I have a friend who's always at the gym, and he's like, dude, you got to start seeing yourself differently, and you got to do different. Yeah, you got to do different, but you got to start seeing yourself differently. You have to start seeing yourself as someone who takes care of themselves, who goes to the gym, who takes care of his body. You got to start seeing yourself that way. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I think so, dude. I need to do that because I do understand that. I understand that everything is attached to the way that you feel and see yourself, to your personal image, to your personal image. This is the reason why a lot of people can't monetize their artwork. It's the same reason. A lot of artists out there can't monetize their artwork. And I know why. Because they think that, selling their work is selling out. It's kind of like losing, and many of them don't even think that. Many of them just think that they're not any good at sales and they shouldn't be promoting and selling their work. It just doesn't feel right. That's not who they are. And so, because that's not who they are, they don't try. Karen, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's so true. Positive thoughts, positive life. I couldn't put it any better than that. Positive thoughts, positive life. And so it's just the way that you see yourself. You start seeing yourself as this person who's like, I don't know, who whatever you want, right? You start seeing yourself like that. I believe it because I've experienced it in certain areas of my life. You know, one of the things that I've always told myself is that I was going to be an awesome father. You know, I'm going to be one of those really awesome fathers, one of those cool dads. Not cool in the sense that, oh, I'm a cool dad, like you know, like, I don't know, like I do cool stuff. No, I'm talking about like super understanding, right? Super understanding. Like I get it. I get it when something goes wrong or life changes and it gives you something else than what you thought you were getting, and you know, and I have to be there, or whatever, right? Like I always felt that I was going to be that type of person, right? And so I saw myself that way, right? Like the very understanding father, a very understanding, well-rounded, lots of communication type of dad. And you know, one of those dads from like the cheesy sitcoms, you know, like, oh son, you know, sit with me, tell me about it, what's going on, you know, and then we resolve stuff, and then like life is good. I always saw myself that way, and the funny thing is that my son, when he's going through something or whatever, he's like, Dad, you always, you know, you always know what to say, you know. So does Mom. Like, I think Mom knows what to say best than me, but I love hearing that, you know, you always know what to say, Dad. Like, you know, it feels right talking to you about this or whatever, and that makes me proud, you know. And I think that it's because of that idea, right? That idea that I am that person. I have an identity that I am that person. I'm the person who people can come to me and tell me about something, a challenge or whatever, and I'm not going to go bananas, right? I'm going to be understanding, and we'll make it work. Something like that. Yeah, totally. Richard says it's the definition of success in life, different for everyone. Yeah. Hey, baby. I'm sorry about that, baby. Yeah, it's definitely the definition of success. Yeah, it's different for everyone. It is different for everyone. And so we'll quantify it differently, you know. We'll see it differently. We'll measure it in a different way. Look at these flowers, man. Oh la la, mucho Francois with these flowers.